In today's video, we're going to learn how to change notes with the high A grace note. Stay tuned. Well, hello everybody, I'm Matt Willis Bagpiper, and on this channel I make videos to make you a stronger and more confident piper. If you like this kind of content, please think about giving the video a like, subscribing to the channel, and commenting below with any thoughts you might have. I also teach Skype and online lessons if you want more personalized instruction, but more on that later. There's a link in the description below to the PDF document you see here, so go ahead, print that out, put it on a tablet, have it in front of you so you can follow along. So today we're going to be talking about the high A grace note, and more specifically, how to change notes using the high A grace note. So the high A grace note is our thumb, and it's not a proper fingering of a high A. It should also be noted that we only use high A grace notes in and around high G. The rest of the time, for any note lower than high G, we're going to use a G grace note to emphasize or separate notes. So you're not going to see a B to a C with a back thumb high A grace note. There's a number of reasons for this. One of them, it's awkward to do, and two, it's more likely to cause squeaks. The further up you go, the more, kind of internal turbulence is happening inside the chanter, be it practice chanter or pipe chanter. It's even pretty amazing that we have this G grace note at the top of the scale, basically, available to us for these bottom notes. On many chanters, including the uilleann pipes, you typically do this grace note, which is an A grace note on the uilleann pipes. But in any case, you would do the ring finger grace note for emphasizing a low hand note, not the pointer finger grace note. But that's beside the point. So if you want to emphasize a note going up to high G or down from high G, that's when you're going to use the high A grace note. The rest of the time, it'll be a G. So this is a relatively straightforward exercise. We're going to start by changing downwards with high A grace notes. So we're going to start on high G, and in this case, to do high G to F, the thumb is going to come off, and then both are going to come down to an F. So from here to there. But this is one case doing it slowly can actually be more troublesome than doing it quickly. I think if you take your thumb off and there's no other guiding fingers, remember, it's not a true high A, so the ring finger's not coming down. This comes off. If you take too long, you kind of lose spatial positioning and you could come down and not hit the hole. So the thumb comes off very briefly, down from G to F. The other thing to be mindful of as you're doing these is you don't want these fingers coming together. These holes are not aligned. There's the hole for the back thumb, there's the hole for the pointer. So as you're coming down, you want to feel like the fingers are missing each other. If you actually bring them together, your thumb's either going to be too low, your pointer finger too high, or both kind of somewhere in the middle. So from G to F, and then in this case, we're just going to lift straight up to a G. We'll do upward note changes in the second part of this exercise. So anyways, G, A grace note to F, and then back up to G, A grace note to F, and then we're going to do that same change at twice the tempo. The idea here is we want to make sure that we're hitting the slow ones good, clean, accurately. The fast ones, well, I'd like those good, clean, and accurate too, but if your first time out the gate, they're a little bit sloppy, that's all right. We want to build our dexterity as much as we want to build our accuracy. So when doing any of these changes, make sure that at the slow tempo, you're getting them 100% correct. If they're a little bit dodgy at first at the fast tempo, it's okay. Now work on getting them good and clean. But again, we need notes both accurate and quick when it comes to grace notes. Then from there, we're going to walk a scale. We'll do back up to high G, then down to an E, and then so on and so forth. The trickiest one, you'll forgive me for having to hold this in my chin here, is high G, A grace note to D. To do this one properly, if you're on a high G, you would have to lift both your thumb for the grace note and all three on the bottom, leaving you hands free. And in this case, that's not a good thing. You wouldn't be able to maintain the chanter. So in this case, thumb comes off, and as we're lowering at the very last second, we're going to bring our pinky down and kind of switch that hand. We're going to try to avoid a crossing noise here. We don't want that. So it is possible, but tricky. So when it comes to the G, high A grace note to D, take some time with that one. Figure out what you need to do to not have a low crossing noise, but also not drop your instrument. All right, I have the metronome set at 70 beats per minute here, but find a speed that works for you. We're going to go ahead and just start on the changing downwards with high A grace notes exercise. find as you get down the scale from like B, A, especially low G, you might get some squeaks in there. That could be caused by the fingers not quite covering the holes completely, just a small air leak. It could also just be something with the reed. It might not be possible. I know even on the Highline pipes, there have been times where if I were to do a G, high A grace note to low G with certain channel reed combinations, it would just squeal. I could not find a pressure or a fingering that wouldn't happen. So in that case, I just had to eliminate that grace note. That said, you generally can get it to work. Make sure everything's covered. Make sure you're doing it correctly, but some squeaks may occur. Just be aware of that. Now we're doing the opposite. We're going to start on F and then go up to high G with an A grace note. And again, just like before, we're not bringing the ring finger down for this grace note. We're just lifting, bringing that thumb down. And we want that grace note, if at all possible, to be nice, clean, crisp, small. Let's give it a go. Squeak! So see people, squeaks are possible. They happen. So there you go, the high A grace note. It's going to get more common as we get into more advanced pipe tunes. The early repertoire doesn't have a lot of high G's as melody notes, but that's going to change, I promise you, and you're going to start seeing more and more of these. So this is a great way to get them under control and, well, yeah, under your fingers. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you got something on this video, please think about giving it a like, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that bell icon to be notified of when I post new videos. I also have a Patreon where as little as $1 a month goes a really long way to helping support the channel. You'll see names scrolling up of some fine folks that contribute monthly to the channel. I'd love to add your name to this list. There are perks like early access to videos and other things, so go over to the Patreon and check that out. I also give Skype and online lessons. Go ahead and head over to www.mattpiper.com or email me at the address you see here, and we'll get you going. I'm working with folks from all over the planet, and I hope to work with you soon. I also have a line of Command Your Bagpipe merchandise with t-shirts and hats and hoodies, all sorts of stuff. Get yourself some bagpipe merchandise and let the world know that you command your bagpipe. Well, thank you again for watching, everybody. I'm Matt Willis, and until next time, cheers.